Hello, and welcome to another episode of Empyrean Galactic Survival, Addled building. So, today I'm going to be working on the Embrace of Darkness, but before I do, I have a question for you. How long do you think it takes me to publish ships? In other words, from the start of the project, where I lay the first block, to when it gets out on the workshop. The Embrace of Darkness here, I've been working on for well over a month, and this is the one on the left here. The one on the right, the Ajax, this one took me about 2 to 3 weeks. And the reason these take so long is because I only spend a couple hours a day on them. A couple hours a day typically on them. Maybe even an hour a day on them. And I split my time between other things. Some of these projects taken upwards of 48 hours. I think the longest one that I've done is taken about 48 hours on a single project. And that was just the first iteration of the project. So, anyways, ships in this game, you can probably expedite them. You can expedite the amount of time it takes with all the tips and tricks I share with you guys, such as the in-menu video with creative tools, and all the tips and tricks that I typically show in a video. But these things take time. Anyways, that one took about 6 hours or so. And this one has already taken about 12 or 13 hours. And it's almost done. And we're going to go ahead and finish it off today. But, yeah. That's something interesting to know. I don't know if that's the video, but it's something interesting you should know. Anyways. I have done... The other day, I couldn't do recording. But I wanted to get some work done on this. So I managed to get the internals. I managed to get a little bit done on the internals, and as you can see here, we have the hallway, and now it blends into this. As you can see down here, we still have a lot of room. Well, not a lot, but we still have some room to fill out, and there's some textures here that are an issue. Yeah, got a little bit to do still. So I'm not going to turn on symmetry plane because I want to do a little bit of texturing without symmetry plane on. I do like having these these generators being visual, showing visually. Like it's just something I like to do. It's not purely necessary, but it is an aesthetic that I do. Now we are going to turn on symmetry plane, and I am going to just go ahead and pick up these, apparently pick up block here, pick up these generators, because I want a texture behind them. And there's also some space up here that needs to be filled out. So let's go ahead and switch the color from black to, well, not black. So we're just going to lighten it up a little bit to the point where we can see, but whoops. Okay, there we go. To the point where we can see what we need to fill out, but it's not so dark. Yeah. As you can see, there's a lot of space in here that still needs to be filled. Although this is probably going to be a shorter video than normal because I have some other stuff I need to do today, and there's not much left to do on this. So if it's shorter today, I apologize, but there's some real life stuff that I have to do. Yeah. Okay, so let me make sure that I have those generators. Okay, good. And they are up against this back wall, so let's do... I always struggle with just filling in large areas with just textures. So if you don't like a texture and you don't like how it lines up when there are these type of textures, you can simply just switch the block around. Now I say simply, but it's really not that simple, because then you have to go over to the other side and you have to think about it. And yeah, it can be a pain, but it's worth doing if you can manage it, because sometimes it'll be fine like that, but then underneath... Oh, okay, maybe I guess I'm not going to show that today. Underneath, it can sometimes be a block that's angled a certain way, and you can't rotate the block under it. So I'm going to do the example here, where you have this block, and you want to texture this side of it, but it's not lining up how you want it to line up. But if you rotate it, you also rotate that, and it sucks. Now there's not really much you can do in that case. You can always just choose a different texture and work around it, but it's just something to keep in mind, that it happens. And sometimes you just have to adjust your build, because the game says, screw you! I'm gonna decide to be difficult. Anyways, yes, that is... If the game could talk, that's what it would tell you a lot of times. And that's not a bad thing. Anyways, it's just a little bit of comedy there. Switching out the music there. I don't want to listen to that one right now. Let's see. We've got that there. Now, do I need to just go ahead and put blocks around it? I should probably check what blocks are around this. Hardened. Hardened. Combat. And combat. Good, good, good. So let's just go ahead and copy this. Now you might be wondering, Akiva, why do you only have hardened around the back of it? Personal choice. I don't feel the need to have combat steel around it, except where it's supposed to be taking fire. So if you're flying correctly and you're a good pilot, I'm going to turn off symmetry plane for this example, you should only be taking damage on the nose. And occasionally, if you get something behind you that you didn't notice before firing on you for a little bit, you should be getting the heck out of dodge. And because those generators are behind a whole bunch of thrusters and other things, you should not be taking damage to that, because there's decoy thrusters back here. So if I can find the guy right, yeah, there's decoy thrusters and there's decoy generators back here. So you should not be taking damage unless something's gone horribly, horribly wrong anywhere near the front here. Huh, that's an interesting symmetry plane. What did I do for that on the other side? Or is that just a... Oh, I did not notice that. Okay. There we go. Simple fix. Anyways, that is my reasoning for having the generators not only have hardened steel around them. It is what it is. But you gotta remember that I build for redundancy. Now, in the base game, I only need one of these generators. But if one of these generators goes pop and goes kablooey and gets exploderized, then great symmetry plane, you suck sometimes. Oh no, it was just me. Okay. Blaming symmetry plane for something that was my fault. Yeah, that tracks. Let me get my bearings again. Good lord. Sheesh. Come on, get in there. Symmetry plane back on. There we go. It's placed back. Now that's been textured. Yes, I know it's that white color. That internal white color. And I'm fine with that. Because when I switch it back, configure, you can clearly see, and I'm not going to switch it all the way back. I'm going to switch it back to about 30 or so. Okay. And you can see that in here, because of course I painted it that color as well. In here you can see it from the windows here. And yeah, these are the heavy windows. I have already gone through and done the change transparency. So they are visible. And we are good to go. It is good to go. Now, next on the list is filling out this area. There are 4 320k containers. There's 2 here, and there's 2 up here. And I have not filled out that block yet, which I need to fill. There we go. And there needs to be a block filled in there. And we're good to go. Now, because this is next to a thruster, we're going to pick up that block, this block, and put combat there. Not combat, excuse me, heavy steel. And then just do the same here. Yes, I know it has another texture on it. I'm not too worried about it because I can just copy, hit the full block, and just do that. We're good to go. Now this is just me being needlessly, probably needlessly armoring things up a little bit more, but it is what it is. As I stated with the generators back in there, these are not, I'm not too worried about these because there are decoy thrusters back here. Or there should be. Yeah, there should be decoy thrusters back there, and apparently there aren't. Let's take a look from this angle. Nope, there aren't decoy thrusters back there. Okay. Well, that's not good. Okay, we're gonna have to dig into that real quick. So I've got symmetry plane on. I've already got the blocks so I can copy. It's fine. We are going to dig into this a little bit. Is there any way I can make that thruster like a one that you would be able to see from the back? Yeah, there is. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to grab this and just grab the block textures from that. Put that there, put that there. Symmetry plane is on, so I'm good. Grab a thruster. Because I want these to get hit and targeted before the generator. I mean, before the important stuff. Oh, there is already a thruster there. Derp. Okay, so there was a thruster there. Okay, never mind. I just didn't see it. That's my bad. I never assume that I did anything correctly. Because experience has shown that I don't always do things correctly. And anybody who see me type in Discord understands this. I make so many freaking spelling mistakes, it's not funny. Well, it is funny to me at least, but I mean, it's just, yeah, it's just a saying. Anyways, yeah, it just happens sometimes. It's just like I always edit them out, but I don't spend enough time typing out messages in Discord as I always need to. And if I'm tired, it gets especially bad. But yeah, I can do coding and I can do it well. It just takes a lot more effort than typing in Discord, and yeah, it is what it is. Okay, let's do. So I want to fill in this space with something productive, but again, there's like thrusters that'll explode right there, so you want to be real careful about that. So let's just put one there. And there we go. And we're just going to fill it out with container extensions because we seriously need more container extensions. And I don't mind putting container extensions right up against thrusters in vanilla. And to be honest, I don't mind putting them right against thrusters in Reforged either. But that's RE1, which has been discontinued for whatever reason. I'm not going to touch on that today because it makes me salty. Okay, so let's do this, this, and this. Does that actually connect to it? Of course it doesn't, so those are just empty spaces there. Oh no, it does connect there. Does it connect over here? Yes, it does. That one connects. So what are you at? 320k with a few extras. Good. Okay, so we managed to fit a 320k container over here. That's impressive. Now, I'm not going to put that as an ammo container because, well, obviously it's a bad idea. But I am going to switch out this container here with ammo. I'm going to put an ammo container here and here. So we're going to switch these out. And I'm going to copy that container controller for the moment because you'll see why in a moment. There we go. Now, why did I copy that container controller? Or that container extension? Well, I copied that because I wanted to replace it. Because when you remove and then just add a container controller without messing with the extensions that are attached to it, it often doesn't register that it has the full volume, so it'll show up as 8K on the list, and you have to pick up a container controller and place it back down for it to get it to re-register the volume amount that it's connected to. Just a little quirk with Empyrean, not too big of an issue as long as you know it's there. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Oh, that's full block coloring. Okay. Not what I meant to do. Oh, I messed with the texturing there too. Whoops. That option is on the paint tool, not on the... Sheesh. Okay, and there was something there. There we go. There we go, that's good. Now we can retexture that properly. It's amazing how much time you could spend on this when you think it's going to be like a half-hour video. It's already almost been a half-hour on the recording. It's been 20 minutes. Okay, I was wrong. So, we don't have, if I remember correctly... Oh, crud, I still need to texture all that, too. If I remember correctly, we don't have full medical. Oh, we do. Okay, good. There we go. And make sure that that's the proper color. Oh, it is. Okay, perfect. Make sure that's the proper color, and we're good to go. So. Oh, the elevators haven't been textured since I did some changes. Okay. So typically with elevators, I like to use textures that indicate the direction of travel. For example, that and that. Symmetry plane's not on at the moment, I know. That area needs to be filled in with something. Let's go ahead and just put that texture there. Sometimes I don't turn on symmetry plane, just for the reason that the textures have a chance to bugger up. And it saves me time just doing it click by click. Okay. Okay. So what I'm doing here is just letting myself know where these things are. So I'm going to put this here. Now, one thing that I don't like about this build, and yes, I am free to critique my own builds. One thing I don't like is the fact that shield generator is right up against the warp drive. Shield generator is not targetable, but the warp drive is. And if the warp drive goes, the shield generator goes. If the shield generator goes, the warp drive goes. Yeah. I don't like that. But there's not really much I can do about it. So. It is what it is. So what I'm doing here is creating access hatches so that you can get to the shield and remove it, upgrade it, do whatever you want with it, in case you want to replace it with something else or just need to get to it for some reason. And I'm currently figuring out what I want to do with this space. So I'm going to pick up the warp drive now that I have them both placed and done properly. I'm going to pick them up, and I haven't done the grouping for this yet, so I don't really need to worry about that. I'm just going to do the little bit of texturing here to make it easier to see. There we go, now we can see what we're doing. Oh, yeah, that's not gonna work there. Okay. Just looks awful. Let's just do that. I use certain textures for a reason. Certain types of textures for a reason. Or combinations of textures for a reason. Again, I want that texture to go there, so I'm just going to push it. Push it? Why did I say push it? I'm just going to rotate it. It's fine. Let's see. So something just occurred to me. The attitude that I take in these videos is exactly how I am in real life, so it's not likely to change based on me gaining confidence in this game or anything like that, because I have always had this level of just self-critiquing and goofiness. I've always had this. And my confidence in this game has not really improved, because I always get slapped down whenever I get too cocky. And this game has a way of putting you in your place. At least it does for me. And I just enjoy it. It keeps me humble. That looks decent. Right, and of course that doesn't work. That would be too easy. No, I don't want to copy that. I want to copy that. Thank you. Really? You're not gonna rotate for me there? Okay. Doesn't work. That doesn't work. That kind of works if I rotate it. I had already textured that. Now I gotta go back and texture it again. Great. Let's do... No, that doesn't really fit. Let's do... What's above that? Is that part of the bridge structure? No, it's not. It's just some random block. Okay, good. Did that mess with the... No, okay, yeah, it just... Yeah, it's fine. Perfect. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and put those there. Let's do that instead. Nah. Maybe this one? Yeah, that one looks better. Okay, now we can re-add the shield generator. And when I do this, I always go outside of the ship, just so that I can have the ability to rotate the blocks how I want them, without needing to clip into things and everything. So, yeah. There we go. Do the same for this one. It's already placed how I want it. Good, good, good. Save me a little bit of time. Color it white. Now, as you can see here, there is a hole where this reactor is. The reason I have a hole there is because A, I like that model, and B, you might need to repair it or pick it up and upgrade it to like the Epic warp drive or a T2 warp drive or whatever. And I just like having these things where you can quickly just get the multi-tool and upgrade it without having to dig through the ship. It's just something I like doing. I mean, it might not be your style and you can always cover it up, but it's something I do. Now, I do also like using these ammo boxes because they are great for little things such as like handheld ammo and handheld weapon ammo and just like the Gatling turret ammo. I forget what it's called. I forgot to put the... Oh, I forgot to make my tea. Okay. So I put some water in the microwave to heat it up, and I forgot to put the tea bag in it afterwards. And so now I just have a cup of warm water next to me. That's great. And I have a very long day ahead of me today. Okay. Let's have some fun with tables and furniture as well. So we're going to put this box here. And yes, I'll texture behind it again in a moment. Let's put the box there. And let's take a look at what we can do with these tables. Kinda. Meh. Meh. There we go. I love using blocks like this for their... Like, it says furniture. No. It's eye candy. It's not furniture. It's eye candy when I use it. I need to turn off symmetry plane because if I'm going to be placing just the basic entry O2 container and things like this, like a basic medical, I need to put in an armor locker, which is going to go over there. Let's get that off my inventory. on my ships, whenever I create an entryway, I make sure that medical and how do I say this? Whenever I make wherever I have an entry on my ship, I make sure that there's medical and there's oxygen right near the entrance. Now, it doesn't have to be full medical, but it needs to be medical. Okay, so let's do... What else do I need to put down here? Ventilator, I believe, and I can slap that behind this. I mean, do I need to, though? I mean, do I have ventilators here? Have I forgot that completely, possibly? Yeah, I possibly have. Let's put that here. One other thing that I have an issue with is the fact that this area is not separated from the back area. And I don't really know how to do that in this build without just doing shenanigans like this. As you can see, I don't want to do that. I could... Now, I looked at this earlier, and I decided that I'm just going to deal with it. And if the player wants to create a separation here, they can do that. And the simple reason is, as you can see here, there's no clean way of doing it with a hallway of this type. And then there's also the problem of there's something right here that I didn't fill in, which I need to fill in. I need to fill that in. There we go. Yeah. So anyways, not perfect, not great, but it is what it is. Now, the important part, though, is that the bridge is separated. So I need to get some force fields and apply them. There we go. There we go. We've got some force fields, so that'll separate that. Because you can't do that down here. Again, there's not really a way of doing it down there. But the bridge is separated, so we're good there. That's interesting. Did I not have symmetry plane on when I did that? I guess I didn't. Where else did I mess up? There, apparently. Okay. Anywhere else on the internals I completely screwed up? No? Okay. I forgot to put constructors in here. Can I put those... And I also forgot a freaking core location. Oh, that's lovely. So I forgot constructors in a core location. So... yeah, well I can put small constructors there. Just going to place them by hand. Huh, okay. I need room for an advanced constructor, though. Let's see here. I can dig into this if I really want to. Yeah, I can easily dig into that. What is that? That's hardened steel. These are just container extensors. Yes, I'm doing this by multi-tool and I feel like an idiot, but whatever. Okay, good. Undo. I don't want to upgrade, I want to repair it. Okay, there we go. And this, kids, is why you should always use... I just went into that tangent, and I feel like I heard myself, and I was just like, no, let's not do that. let's not do. Let's not do that. Okay. Now, if I did it on that side, I can probably do it on the other side too, and I can move that ammo container. But I am curious how much that takes from the ammo controller, and how much I'm going to need to replace elsewhere. Oh, it's fine. Never mind. But I am going to just keep with the angles a little bit. There we go. Now I will need to pick these constructors up because I have to texture under them and around them, and it's just so much easier to do that if you... Come on, give me the color I want. It's so much easier to do that if you just do it by hand and pick up those constructors, because it's just so much easier for obvious reasons. Now I might swap out those blocks at some point for something else, but for the time being, I want to take a look at what it looks like. I like it over there. Okay. Just mirror it over here. Grab the textures and do it again. I didn't choose anything for the floor yet, so let's do just the basic. Oh, those are Thrusters XLs. Okay. Okay, well, in that case, we're just going to leave that black. Oh, that'll work. Okay. Going to do that. And then we're going to use the shape of the constructors to hide the texture that we didn't do. Or best we can hide it anyways. There we go. That works. Meh, not really. It's still black. Let's try the blue. just want to get this done. What's above you? Okay. There we go. Oh, that table can be colored. Okay. Not very well, but it can be. Really? Okay. Well, black it is. Just not happy with it. That's all there is to it. I'm just not happy. I think that works. Alright, that's it for the internals. Let's see, let's do a double check and make sure I've filled in all the spaces. Because the more space that you have in this, the more it's going to contribute to size class. The more, like, extra space that you have, it's going to contribute to size class. Thank you. Again, just putting a little bit of extra around. And of course, there's more spaces to fill. Symmetry plane is on, I believe. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. That's where I was looking for. So right now I am just adding a few extra container extensions for redundancy's sake. And since there's extra room there, and I prefer to have a lot of redundancy, I'm just adding a little bit there. They are not strictly needed, but they are helpful. Okay, now... Dang it, I need to color these. These are a lot easier to color, though. I just do black and a little bit of white. It's fine. Now, it's always good to go through your final checklist. Okay. Apparently I forgot to add CPU extenders because I'm a nutter. So let's go ahead and test something. Yeah, I thought so. So two things that I have forgotten are, first off, the core is over here. And also I went completely over CPU. So we are just going to put it out, or I am just going to put it out with an advanced core because I completely went nuts. And, yeah, it happens sometimes that I go completely nuts and I don't realize that I've gone completely nuts when it comes to CPU, but it happens sometimes when I'm just being creative. So instead of worrying about it too much, I'm just going to embrace it. It's fine. I don't like this song. I'm gonna have to remove it from the playlist. Anyways. Let's see here. We are going to be using this one. And this. That way you have access to the shield generator. There we go. Simple little fix. I mean, not little, but you know what I mean. I don't like that the core is just like right there, but I might move it around a little bit. But for the time being, this is what it's going to be, and I'll work on it in the background and I'll find a better location for the core. But we are out of time for today. And I said this is going to be a short video, and I completely forgot how much I need to do here. Okay. So, next we have the end of video channel notes. And if I can get that, there we go. Reminders. Always save your blueprints after you've done about an hour's worth of work on them. So always save a copy, which I will do now. I need to turn the HUD back on for that. Save as Embrace of Darkness. I believe this is 2, 3. It's 3. Okay. It's 13, so I spent 13 hours. At the very minimum, I've spent 13 hours on this over the past 2 months. So, yeah. End of notices. Me and a couple of friends being Flanker and Wolf Shadow, are going to be setting up a RE2 server. Now, I won't get into specifics here about what we're doing in the background, but we have some very exciting things in the works. We've got a couple of people who know what they're doing in coding, so we're going to be able to add some server exclusive content. But as stated in the previous videos, we are going to be disabling block penetration. We are going to be disabling shield penetration and block penetration. So in RE2, if you don't know, a pseudo lag shot feature that's been renamed as block penetration and shield penetration has been added. And this allows enemy shields, or enemy weapons, a percentage chance to completely bypass your shields, and another percentage chance to completely bypass all of the blocks and hit whatever they're targeting. So in other words, if you have a fusion core in your ship, and the percentage chance happens, say goodbye to your fusion core. I mean, I'm hearing this. I keep hearing the updates for this. And I keep thinking to myself when he announced this is, what the heck? Do you want to intentionally re-add lag shot into the game? But I'm just like, what the heck are you thinking? People hated that. And people complained about that to Elion. Are you just setting yourself up for people complaining at you, and then because you're who you are, Ravian and Vermilion, you're just gonna block them and completely ignore them because and not take feedback because you think this is a cool idea? Anyways, that occurred to me yesterday, that you're reintroducing lag shot. Anyways, I'm moving on from that. It's controversial, I know. Controversial opinion there, I know. Have a go at me in the comments if you don't like it. Anyways, trying to move on, and I just can't. It's just like reintroducing lag shot. I can't get over that, okay? Just sue me. What was I going to say before this? Oh, right. We are turning that off because we can on the server. Because I personally don't want people to have that kind of pain when playing this game, because I don't think it's fun. And nobody on my team thinks that's fun. So, or at least I don't think anybody on my team thinks that's fun. And they're welcome to let me know if they do think it's fun. But yeah, we're turning that off for the sake of sanity. My sanity and the sanity of the players that play on the server. And because no other server decides to turn that off that I'm aware of. In addition, we will be adding our own CPU cores that are going to be server exclusive, because we have figured out that it's the easiest way to turn off because he's gone in and done the DLL files for the CPU limits, because of course he has, which are a lot harder to edit than are a lot harder to get right than just creating a new core that's server exclusive. And besides, we want server exclusive cores and weapons, so we are going to be adding a lot of that. We are going to be adding it in phases, so we're figuring that out. As soon as we have some definitive information on that, I'll let you know. And there will be an announcement in the Discord channel. Go there. There's a link below. Go there, say hi, get access to exclusive builds, and get access to some builds before they go on the workshop. And a lot of times what I will do is I will put builds like the Ajax, which is this one over here, was on the Discord for a month and a half before it's slated to go to Steam. Okay, so this one has been on the Discord for a month and a half. And people have got to toy with it, have fun with it, and give feedback on it, on any issues it may have, which I found most of them myself, so it's fine. I'm not giving you a damaged product here. I'm just giving like issues. When I say issues, missing a Wi-Fi controller, or it's missing a texture somewhere, that kind of issue, or an LCD has a typo. That happens a lot. Anyways, I put out blueprints like this on the Discord exclusively, and they stay on the Discord for a while, and then they get published to the workshop when I get a chance, typically a month later. So yeah, worth joining the Discord. I mean, besides all that, you got some free merch and some other items. You get to talk to me on a daily basis, ask questions. If I don't know the answer, I will get you the answer, or figure out who knows the answer and let you know. Yeah, anyways, thank you to everybody for joining. Thank you for watching. Remember to be kind to your fellow humans. You don't have to agree with your fellow humans, but you just have to be kind to them. And respect them when they do good things, and feel free to criticize them when they do bad things. I mean, I do that all the time. And feel free to criticize me. Free speech may not be free, but when you take the time to do it properly, when you take the time to be kind to people and provide positive feedback, then you're more likely to have a better world in general. Anyways, Banshee out. Well, not yet. Thank you to my patrons, JD Bruce, the Insane Aerospace Engineer. There is a link to my Patreon below where you get access, where you will get access to exclusive content, and I am adding some links to exclusive YouTube videos that only patrons can see. Yeah. That's gonna be added soon. So, look forward to it. Banshee out.